everybody, welcome back to another episode, another season of Ideally Though.
Ideally, though.
I'm your host, Erika, and with me is my hubby, my bestie, my butter biscuit.
Yeah. What up, season 2?
Did y'all miss us? We were gone for a week.
Yeah, I think they might have.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, we did get like a few extra listeners without putting up an episode, right? Or something like
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, hey,
It felt weird not recording.
I felt happy about not recording.
I was like, okay, I've been doing this for almost a year straight without any kind of hiatus.
Yeah, which is like honorable to say the least. As a person who's listened to podcasts longer than they became like a thing, like before they were cool, like hippie style, or you know what I mean, or hipster style or whatever, right? Like that's awesome to see you work through a year, not miss an episode. You know, everybody needs a break, which is the reason why I've said everybody goes at least a week off. You know, and I've seen podcasts take a month off. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
And I would imagine that your audience would dip, but to see some growth there after a week and to have that week off, and it kind of feel like there was a tad bit of anxiety because I felt like I was missing something.
Yeah, it did feel like that. Was like, so, there's a little excitement when you drop a new episode. And I'm like, oh, there's nothing. But we did kind of do something for ourselves, kind of like an early anniversary slash celebrating our second season.
Yeah.
We were able to go out of town.
Slash bucket list check. That's one for sure.
you.
At least for me.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Well, before we get into it, there's a couple things I want to talk about, but next week we're going to have our trendy topics because a lot of stuff has been going on for the month of September. I thought it was going to be dry, but stuff just started piling up and piling up.
In the timeline we live in right now, I mean, I was like,
oh, it's kind of
dry.
I thought it was going to be dry, but it's so much stuff that happened. One of the first things I want to talk about is, so how did Mexico get an alien?
All right, look, that thing was made out of paper mache for sure.
You
not
think?
Real, super not real. All right, if we were just having holdings on like having biological material, from like outside of our whatever the fuck.
And Mexico got it.
And Mexico has a thing that looks like a paper mache ET. Let's be real. It looks like ET that was made by like a sixth grader or something.
So the
like
alien only like 2 feet, 1 foot tall?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think that's real?
It's definitely like a mummified thing, possibly, but it's definitely not an
like
alien.
A baby alien, maybe?
Nah. I don't believe it.
I don't know what to believe.
And like, listen, I'm all over aliens, ghosty ghouls, and all that shit. We'll get to that. But like, this one, it didn't even make an impression on me. The trials we had not too long ago made more of an impression on me than this fucking shitty cell phone camera.
Yeah, I was like, this is what y'all gonna give us? It don't even look like when what was it, Mars Attack? I wanted to see like
you're such a dork. That's hilarious.
It was all crusty ass doll y'all didn't put in some kind of fancy case.
It's some type of project they did an art class and they put it in the kiln and let it cook for a little bit.
Y'all didn't even want it to be believable because y'all said Mexico has it. I said, when did they ever have advanced technology?
It was never believable to me, and they've never been it sounds bad to say, but they've never been as technologically advanced. Right?
I'm not trying to shit on Mexico.
No, I love you.
It's like, come on now. That's just never been. That was never a thing. Like and I've
never even really heard any like sightings of them
in Mexico.
There.
Yeah, I don't.
But I mean, truth be told, I don't really look at the Mexican country's news at all, unless it's about like cartel shit, which you really can't avoid it.
Maybe it's censored a little bit, but I just never. I wouldn't have thought Mexico. So I was like, come on, y'all.
But it didn't even look like anything we've seen or have had evidence of. I use that term lightly or whatever before. So like it looks like a science project.
Yeah, because I'm like, people have said they've been really tall and really big heads, and then I don't know. Part of me is kind of like, let's find out some more information. But if this is all y'all have for me, then I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. I'm not into it. I don't think it is. It's paper mache.
Oh man. Somebody said it was a piece of cake, but I think that was
wait, one of those like an alien cake.
Yeah, they cut open the head. But I was like, okay, that must be fake. But is this alien dusty thing, dusty doll real?
No, it's not. That's funny though. I'll make that believable in my head. It's definitely a cake. Fuck that. It's definitely a cake.
One of the last things I wanted to talk about, because I just can't get this off my mind and I'm confused, and I hope somebody out here can tell me what it is, because the media and then Rihanna, they confusing me.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or is Rihanna have a baby boy or a baby girl?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not okay. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really pay attention to anything Rihanna does normally, unless it's a Fenty ad that happens to pop up on my review or an album.
There was there was something that came out that said she had another boy, and then it was like, oh, she had a girl, and then with the pictures, it looked like a little girl. The name looks like it's a girl, but people keep saying boy.
Wait,
and then in the comments,
so she had a second child already?
Yeah, she had her second baby already.
Oh, I forgot she was even pregnant.
Remember during the
halftime Super Bowl thing
last year.
That's right.
It's almost that time again. But yeah, like I was like, they were like, oh, it's a girl. Oh no, it's a boy. And people keep saying, well, I'm like, is it a boy or is it a girl? What are y'all doing?
I mean, everybody's everything nowadays anyway,
no,
right? So does it really matter now?
It does matter. What did you have a second boy or you have a boy and a girl? Is anybody else out there confused like I am when I look at pictures or when people say, oh, two boys or Rihanna's two boys, and then you're like, what? The baby got pink clothes on.
Well, again, I was making a joke earlier, but that's kind of the climate. I don't think it really matters now. Rose.
I'm so confused.
Again, I don't know. It's just that's the thing. I mean, Elon calls his kid Alpha or X or something.
Elon Musk. We're talking about Rihanna.
Right. But what I'm saying is everybody, they're celebrities. They're weird. They're gonna do things different and really trendy. So like that kind of just fits the norm.
I just want to know, when it came out the coochie, is it a boy or is it a girl? I just want to know.
I don't care enough, but
I do, because they're confusing me. If TMC saying she had another boy, and then I'm like, wait, what?
Look, but then isn't that what the world is about right now? Confusion and what are you? What is?
I'm getting upset every time I see the pictures of the babies.
You just sound like you're about to put on a red hat.
I'm like, make America great again. Like, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that she's going as far as trying to make her baby androgynous or anything like that. I think that people are saying one thing and they don't even know what the gender of the baby is.
She could just be dressing her baby.
I think it's a girl, but I think people had got it wrong in the beginning and kept saying boy, because people keep on saying, Shade Room is saying boy, Hollywood Unlocked is saying boy. I don't know.
I don't really care about what blogs usually say, so that's just interesting. Their interest in whatever the sex of a baby is just.
It's why. Not just it's normal. It's like, oh, she had a boy. I'm like, cool, you got a boy.
But it is also Rihanna, so it's not. It's normal to know, like, wonder what you had, but it's also Rihanna, and then like there's if there's a blow up and confusion about it on the internet, then it means that there's like waves involved.
I hope not. Well, I'm thinking it's not. I saw like one or two comments, but I'm like, is it just some of us that's kind of like, are y'all getting it wrong? Because it's not about going deep into gender. When she had a boy, she had a boy, and everybody said, okay, you had a boy. But I'm like, who is reporting this wrong, and what do we believe?
Oh, everybody, that's just media for you at this point.
What did she have? What did she have?
At one point, they said masks work, and they didn't work, and then they work again, and then now they don't work, but they got to put it back on. So everything's wrong.
I'm not trying to go deep with it or even make it about some weird gender thing. It's not that. It's just, can somebody tell me the truth? Can she just tell me, hey, Erika, like, I had a girl.
Can she personally tell you?
Yes, I need her to message me.
Yeah, getting it out of the horse's mouth.
Erika, like, I had a girl. I don't know what the hell they talking about, and I'll be happy about it. Okay, cool, and then we can shut that down. But I kept on thinking about it for like these last fucking week. I'm like, damn, what did she have? She's had the baby for probably a good month or so. But I'm just like, y'all are telling me two different genders. I don't know. I want to be able to know.
Well, when they figure it out, probably you will.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so you guys, we was gone for a week, and I know y'all missed us. Mommy and Daddy had to take a trip. So we had decided to go to Colorado.
Yeah.
We didn't go skiing. Black people don't ski. And it ain't that weather yet. But we definitely wanted to go before it started to snow. I don't do those things. But I did test my gangster and my religion by going to the Stanley Hotel. So if y'all know what the Stanley Hotel is, it is that hotel that you see on the movie The Shining. If you ain't, if I'm some Gen X's are listening, you need to go and watch The Shining.
They might have watched Doctor Sleep.
That was good, but
because that's recent. You know what I mean?
No, this is the thing though. You cannot honestly say you can watch Doctor Sleep and still understand the movie.
Of course.
And people do that shit. I'd be like, did you understand? The only person who could do that is me.
Yeah, because you start things in like sequels and all that shit. Yeah. But you'll loop back around. You'll do your history. A classic,
I'm never going to not have seen the classic, and then they make a movie 40 years later, and it's just solely about a continuance of The Shining. You ain't gonna get it if you ain't watched it.
Yeah, that is true. It leaves tidbits for like newcomers, but they're overall
you have
to. And the Stanley was always important in the Shining film.
Yeah,
and it was very much inspired, or it was the inspiration for the Shining books and the made for TV movie.
I watched a little bit of that. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes you catch yourself on a Saturday afternoon as a child, and you're like, "Well, I ain't got nothing to do, so I guess I'll watch." These white people have a time in the hotel doing what they do best. So I was like, okay,
but what they do best is wild.
I don't know what it was though. To be honest, I cannot tell you any details about the series. I probably watched it one time and called it a day.
Interesting. So maybe when we went with that was like the most recent time you have.
Yeah, I said, oh, okay. I remember seeing this when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Looking ass. But you've always wanted to go. We've been planning this.
Where I meant by the bucket list thing.
Yeah.
It's always. I'm a fan of The Shining.
I love The Shining.
I love anything horror generally. Right?
I love Stephen King.
Yeah. So that kind of is a thing. And the Stanley's always been a dream place for me to have always go to. And I'm a fan of the Ghosty Ghoul shows and shit. Like, I'm extremely excited for October.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Love, like Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, all the most haunted places, give me all of it. Num 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 num. Right? I love that shit. So going there, and then also knowing that there's been multiple episodes of things that I've watched where people have gone there, like, I'm in the same spot. Like,
well, I mean, cool. Did anybody say, you as a black man should be trying to test, your life by going to the Stanley Hotel? Because that's not what we do.
You tell me that all the time, but I'm the one that forced you into the Stanley Hotel thing.
Well, you can't force me into nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to definitely make dreams come true. But we had a good time. Like, the flight was pretty easy. I don't really like to fly. I have a little bit of a fear, but I get on planes, just whatever. I've never been to Colorado. That was nice.
Yeah,
we had a cute little rental.
Yeah.
The hotel was amazing.
Yeah, the rental, for one, has inspired me to work just a tad bit harder because Daddy won't it.
Like
it was the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Grand Jeep. Yeah,
we needed a truck. We wanted to make sure we can get up that mountain.
Speaking of that, so not only was the rental fire, right, but the drive there was awesome. So going to Estes Park, where Stanley Hotel resides, right, is very much representative of the drive you see in the movie.
Yeah.
In the opening, and that was all awe-inspiring. Like, it was just brilliant to see.
It was so beautiful.
It was absolutely gorgeous. One of the most picturesque places I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Colorado's not on my bucket list, but it's really nearby. The scenery was great.
Oh yeah.
We saw cows, we saw sheep, we saw horses.
Yeah. It was like everything. Chipmunks. It was like wilderness.
Yeah. Right.
It was awesome.
It took us like an hour and a half from our hotel to drive there.
Yeah. Worth it. It was very scenic.
As we got closer, I was getting more and more excited. But I think also because I had to pee. But I was like, okay, I'm excited. I'm getting excited, y'all.
You do got that mom bladder.
And we were like, let's have our cute little dinner reservations first. So we sat and had our cute little dinner outside.
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was really cute. It was given. It was given the last meal.
The last meal. I'm gonna die here.
I was like, it was given.
The hotel being a historical site, from like 1901, right, or something like that.
Something like that.
It's it was very modernized for the restaurant and the food and like what they had for seating and things of that nature. I loved it. The fire pit in the middle of the table was
Cute.
dope.
And I had me a red rum punch.
Yeah.
You know,
Red
it
rum
was
punch.
getting
Yeah.
me in the mood.
Yeah. It was very, very cool. Well, I had old Jack.
Oh, you had your
I had
little
an old Jack
Jack
old
Nicholson.
fashioned. Uh, so that was it. I mean, all the menu stuff was kind of Shining
Related,
inspired
yeah.
and stuff, so that was really neat. Um, the service was pretty cool. One of the dudes there, the manager, was like from Vegas, so we talked
Yeah.
about that for a bit. Uh,
It was like two separate houses, it seemed like.
well, two separate houses,
Because we had the
and
theater.
then there's the concert hall.
Yeah, the concert. And that was kind of where the first place we went when we did the tour. And we did the tour at like 8 o'clock. So we wanted to do it like right when the sun was freshly down.
Yeah, it was behind the mountain already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pitch black because when you were walking, I had to turn on my phone, like my phone
Absolutely
flashlight.
pitch black, yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel nothing. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I prayed before, you know, I'm covered in the blood. So I had to make sure because I don't play these games. So Jack Nicholson, Stephen King, they all can go to hell because I wasn't gonna be playing with
Hilarious.
them. But we got to know more of the background, the history of the house and when it was built and how it was built versus the movie.
Yeah.
We got more of the background with
which I love because again, I'm a fan of the movie, right? And so I know like that. I remember watching the documentary on it with all the conspiracy theories. Remember I told you about that and stuff. And you know, I'm a fan. Overall, though, I'm also like into history, into background stuff, into lore. I'm a lore whore. Like I've always said, my friends have called me, like they know, right? And you know. So getting like the stories of certain things about like him, like the Stanley husband. I can't remember his name, but having tuberculosis.
Or something like that.
FRFOFS, something like that. Stanley, some shit like that. Something like that, right? But he had tuberculosis and moved from the East Coast to there and ended up west-ish, right?
Yeah.
And you know,
overcoming
it by hiking in 2 weeks and shit like that. Like that was a disease that killed everybody back then. It was a death sentence.
Yeah.
So them feeling like that land was magical, building all that there. It was awesome to get all that story.
And then to kind of know too, his wife was, you know, she looked at it as a magical place because it saved her husband's life.
Yeah.
So she decided once they started building, when it was just going to be for him and his friends in the summer.
Yeah.
Like she started kind of doing like rituals and stuff.
Seances.
And at that point, I would have divorced her ass because what you doing?
She started doing those. She had all the mirrors around.
So the mirrors were a big thing.
Which was interesting because when we got there, you know, they're kind of just in the background.
Yeah.
And then when you get told all this stuff and you go back, you're like, holy shit, the mirrors are literally everywhere. That's creepy.
And going down.
Yeah,
we were like in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Tunnels where I don't know, people died.
Yeah, but he said there was cave-ins before. There have been people down there, like teenagers. Remember, because it was defunct. It went, defunct at one point. It was abandoned over the 90s. So especially around then, where you know they're finding people on their tunnels and teenagers and shit like that, and all types of stuff going on. Right?
Yeah.
So that was a thing, but the tunnels were mostly used for the help. Because you were supposed to be
able to get through
without being seen. You weren't even supposed to be seen. You're supposed to just pop up, be there, and then be gone. You know what I mean?
You think there's a lot of niggas?
The help.
Okay, I don't know how many.
I don't know, but I mean, hey, man, maybe. I'm interested to know how the tunnels made you feel, because they were a tad bit creepy. Not the stories overall, but like looking down at the pictures and things of that nature.
You know what? You can hear the people walking upstairs.
Yeah, that was
weird. So I was like, if they were like to say that nobody was in the hotel and we did like a private tour and all of a sudden you heard that would be scary.
Yeah.
I'm a little claustrophobic, so I was like, okay, how long are you gonna be talking? Because we down here and stuff could have we can cave in. We can be caved in. Okay.
That's so funny. I didn't know you were freaking out.
So I'm like looking at the exes, like, which one am I close to? Because I will move all these bitches out the way and make my way because I got people to come home to. But he was talking for me. I was like, "You don't kill me." He only had been doing it for 6 months, and I was like, "Yeah."
It feel like it.
It feel like it.
It feel like you've been here for 6 months.
Yeah, it do feel. He wasn't like he was a little stumbling over his stuff, but especially for someone who says he lived in the area, so it's like maybe you haven't lived in the area for that long.
Not long, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe have gotten a tour guide that was a little bit more.
I'm interested in doing it again. So we
I would do the Shining one.
That's the one I want to do next.
Yeah. So we get a little bit more background with the Shining, but it was good to get the haunted tour with that. Just the property, knowing the history of it and the people who started building. And also it was. I thought it was gonna be way colder than it actually was.
Yeah.
I mean, when we left,
you're on the side of a mountain too.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, it's dropping every 30 minutes. We bought a hoodie. We went to Target for it. Wasted my money on.
Not a waste. I will wear it. I will wear it.
But it was nice weather. It was really nice. And then the drive back home, we decided to listen to Baaaaack.
The creepypasta.
Baaaaack, starring Cole Sprouse.
Correct.
And that was a vibe.
Okay, so
that was a vibe.
Keeping the creepy just the entire time back was perfect. You know what I mean? And it just about it was something about the mood and just seeing just the faintest of taillights ahead. Yeah. But then looking in my side view or rear view and seeing nothing but empty. Black behind.
Yeah, and I'm over there just reading the mile markers, like, okay, mile marker 13, just in case you get stuck in this.
And Baaaaack having to deal with mile markers and things like that. It set the mood fucking perfectly.
Yeah, it was what, an hour and a half.
Yeah. We got to do it about 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah,
which was good.
I like that. That mood, that was a real mood. You driving up the mountain was slow. But driving back, you want to be speed racing when we were driving down the mountain.
Wasn't. No, well, first off, driving up a mountain, meaning we're gonna go uphill, right? Yeah. Down's gonna be faster anyway. But I had to do the speed limit on those roads anyway. A lot of those we were going windy. Yeah. So in that big boy, and I'm also I can't see what's coming around that corner because it was really windy. I'm taking my time, but I was also locked between 2 other cars.
I was like, he go a little slower than I'm used to.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, in my city, that's one thing. Hold on.
Yeah, it is. Hold on, or you gonna die.
All right. First off, have you died yet? I've saved your life.
That's fine. But having to deal with Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift every day of my life, I now have anxiety. I'm like, God damn, hold on to the damn
Tokyo Drift. That's funny. That's really funny.
I understand because I was like, if I was driving, I'd probably be doing the same thing, especially in that truck. You were driving a little bit more faster when we were going down the mountain in the complete dark. So I was like, this food is all the way ass backwards.
No, I was comfortable.
But it was nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice vibe.
Yeah. It was fun. I think the best time, ultimately, the least I had definitely was Stanley dinner and the tours, right? But then we watched Rush Hour
every day,
a bunch, and that was fucking awesome.
That was the best because every time it was another Rush Hour. Every time we would come back from eating dinner or going to go get some breakfast or something. Rush Hour 2 on, Rush Hour 3,
right? Rush Hour, yeah.
So I mean, I've noticed that every time I go on vacation, because as a kid we always went on vacation. Last year I went to Hawaii with my sister, and in our room it was 8 Mile.
Hilarious.
So we was always at the end. Yeah. But the thing is, we always caught the end of 8 Mile. The best part. So
the battle
was
hilarious.
Every time when we was those days we were in there, that was the only thing that really I could say the main thing we watched was 8 Mile. And then this time for our vacation, it was the Rush Hours. And I would say more so Rush Hour 3. Because the Rush Hour 3 did come on a little bit more than the other ones that we've seen.
Yeah. So, but that was a good time. That was a lot of fun. We ate good.
How'd you like the Botanical Gardens the last day?
So the Botanical Gardens was a lot of fun. It made me not want to leave because it was extremely beautiful.
It was really pretty.
Really pretty, serene to walk through, and full of people, and which was interesting. You know what I mean? Coming from somewhere where there's not much of that. I mean, we got we have
desert.
Yeah, we have those wetland areas, and we kind of have that like nature reserve thing. But like
That shit trash.
none of that, none of it makes me want to go there, right?
Right.
That was so awesome, and I was so surprised seeing so many people. I was like, this makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
I
very
even
true.
made the comment about like it made me think of like gardens and shit like in Babylon and all those days where like
It
people would
was
just
like that.
walk through gardens and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
their togas on.
yeah.
That's what it was given.
Exactly.
It definitely was given that. It was really pretty. We'll probably end up posting some videos or some pictures at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, once you guys are able to watch it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I had such a good time. We were there for like 45 minutes before our flight. It was just nice to say, you know what? Let's not worry about just the travel part of our last day. Let's take some time, get some breakfast, go to
Cool gifts.
Yeah,
Cool gifts.
get some souvenirs, walk the botanical gardens, get some mommy and daddy time before we gotta go back to being parents. Because we're so used to every year having vacation with high requirements and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
man.
This was our first year kind of being
like requirements is hilarious.
We were like, let's do a vacation by ourselves. I don't know what took us so long, but we were like, let's do our own vacation.
Working, learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it.
And you know, the kids not being sad that we're leaving.
Oh yeah. That's for sure.
I would never want to leave the kids when they're really young.
Oh, never. Yeah. I don't know if I could do that either.
But
personally.
This was nice.
I like my children.
Yeah, I liked my kids. Okay, I don't know about everybody else, but I liked mine. Okay, and I was missing mine. But it was nice to have our own time to get dressed, get ready when we want to. I don't think a lot of people do this as parents. Like, you need to take your time for yourself and your spouse.
Yeah.
But there's a balance, because sometimes you see these bitches and niggas that where they gone and their kids always dropped off at somebody's house. They could balance. 1 or 2 times a year, you guys are doing your thing, and then 1 or 2 times a year, it's a family trip.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to kind of have that time. Yeah,
it's a good start.
Yeah, because you just get wrapped up so much in being a parent, taking care of responsibilities. You don't get time to stop and enjoy the fruits of your labor, especially with your spouse, because then it's kind of a reset.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
for sure.
We get to do some nasty stuff that we haven't been able to do at home because you gotta be quiet and all that extra stuff. Okay, you get to be a little bit more nasty. You know what I'm saying? Colorado got the weed and stuff like that.
It was good weed. It was really good weed.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about getting the kids ready and get yourself ready.
Word.
I felt like I got to slow down, do a little makeup, put on your hair.
You look real good. Yes, sir.
I was, trying to give a little Shakira.
Yo. But all right. You know what? I have a question.
Okay.
How'd you feel about the airport in Denver?
Denver is a really big airport. This is the first time that I had to do the whole tram thing where we had to get on the train thing, and then the shuttles. We didn't have to do that. It was a lot that I'm used to when I travel.
For sure.
It wasn't a far travel, but when you have one terminal that's full, so you have to park in another one, and you have to take a shuttle, and then the tram. I was like, oh my God, this is a lot.
Yeah.
So I am definitely investing in the roller suitcase. I'm more of always like a carry-on girl when it's like a short little 3-4 day trip.
Yeah.
I don't need to check my bag.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it getting lost or anything. But I'm definitely investing in the roller bag instead of my duffel. The duffel, I feel like it's like a road trip. It's in the car. Versus if I'm at an airplane, I'm not gonna fuck my shoulder up, because that night.
Yeah. You had massive neck pain.
Oh my God.
Over here with it.
Our first day getting into Colorado, it was like the airport was okay, but then it was like, okay,
now the rental place was god awful.
We had to go and wait in the line for rental. We had to do the shuttle, and then we're driving our 30 minutes so by the time we get to the hotel, we have to stand in this line because there's one person, and she was brand new at the desk. It looked like, man. I was like, why am I getting these lines where it doesn't need to be lines?
It was honestly, by the time we had left Vegas, it was line after line after line.
Yeah. And I was like, it doesn't have to be this. But what we did once we got our key and they gave us our hard little cookie, we went up to our room, checked it out. First time we had a room with just one big bed, because we used to 2 beds because we got the kids with us.
Yeah.
But we got to go downstairs, get a drink or two. I had 2 drinks. We ate.
Yeah, they're strong too, man. That was a
It
good
was
drink.
strong.
It was
Right
a
by
good
the
drink.
pool. And then, you think you're going to go upstairs and do some nasty stuff, but then your neck hurting. And so I was like, I guess we go watch some Rush Hour until we fall asleep. Until we fall asleep and try to get tomorrow.
Oh shit! Yeah, you was over there hurting.
I said, my neck is hot. Like I got in a car accident, big ass. And I'd like to bring multiple clothes and shoes.
Asked me if I can hold your bag and shit. Put your shoes in my bag and all that. That was great, bro.
Well, you know the difference when it comes to men and women when it comes to traveling. Y'all don't have so much stuff y'all have to worry about.
No, it's easy.
Yeah, like with me, I'm like, okay,
my bag was light as fuck.
This is me. If I'm coming into another state, maybe I want to take a shower and we're gonna go dinner. Let me change my clothes. That's
right,
me.
Right.
You won't wear your same clothes you had on all day. Like I want to have 2 outfits per day.
I get
with
it.
Options. I might not change. I might not. I had like outfits I didn't even wear, and I was like, oh my god, my neck is hurting with this damn old duffel bag.
You're right, because I mean the heaviest thing I had would have been my laptop, right? And then I mean when I went to Carlsbad before going to Denver, we went to like a fancy restaurant. I think it was called like Elements or some shit like that.
And I bought you a cute little outfit to wear.
I wore basketball shorts. Everybody was in the same like they're like shit they got out of the airport with. So.
Y'all ain't shit. I packed your bag, cute little outfits for you to wear, collar shirts, and y'all wearing what y'all go to wear to sleep.
Pajamas,
right?
Bro. Hilarious.
But overall, I had a good time. Yeah. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I had a great time. I can't wait to do it again. I think we're gonna plan another one soon. Not saying it won't happen soon, but soon, because that was a lot of fun. And I am massively looking forward to other places. Now that you've done the haunted tour thing, I think I could push for other places that are historical and cool. So I'm gonna start,
They have one out here, but I don't know if Zach Douchebaggins is still open. Like his thing is still open.
Zach Douchebaggins, god damn it!
I don't know, cause we want answers. Is it open or is it not? Is it open or is it not?
Oh my god! I don't know if the Haunted Museum is open or not. We gonna have to see.
Oh well, I'm willing to do it. Okay. Get my little magnet, get my little shot glass anytime we go to a different place.
Yeah. You had the red rum.
Yeah, I bought a red
shot
rum
glass,
shot
right?
glass.
See, so good.
Yeah.
Guys, that place was worth it, man.
Do you have any last words of wisdom before we head out for the weekend?
Shout out to season 2. Hey?
Season 2, you guys. This is our season 2. We kind of give you some new stuff, some fresh stuff. Yeah. Definitely check us out on YouTube every Sunday. Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Check us out wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify. I don't know if people listen on SoundCloud, whatever. If you old school, you like that.
8-track.
Right, whatever you want to listen to us every Friday and watch us every Sunday.
Yeah.
And we will catch you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.